Let's talk about Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, from DC Films and Warner Brothers Pictures, in theaters on October 11th. As always, this review will be spoiler-free, but if you prefer to see the film before hearing any commentary about it, please drop a like, close this video out, and come on back once you've seen the film. October 10th, 2024 will mark 20 years since the death of Christopher Reeve. He was 52 years old. His death came about 9.5 years after the horseback riding accident that left him a quadriplegic. Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, tells Reeve's story from both before and after the accident. Who he was before the 1978 film that made him a global star, who he was after in terms of being a father to his 3 children, a husband to his wife Dana, who he was to the fans of the character, who he was to Hollywood, and then who he became after the accident in terms of a highly visible, high-profile champion for people with disabilities. What made this documentary so memorable for me personally, beyond my attachment to the character, I'm part of that generation for whom the 1978 Superman film, directed by Richard Donner, just came to be the iconic portrait of Superman. That portrait of Superman hangs over every Superman portrayal that came afterwards. To this day, there are questions about whether Warner Brothers and DC can make a Superman film that can rise to the same heights that Christopher Reeve took it in 78 and in the subsequent sequel, Superman 2. We won't talk about Superman 3 or Superman 4. So yes, I'm part of that generation. But there was so much about Reeve's personal story that I simply did not know. And this film sheds a great deal of light on who he was when he was not Superman, who he was as a person, as a child of a broken home, as someone who the struggles that his parents had a deep impact on his view of personal relationships, on marriage, and why when Dana, his future wife, came into his life, it was so fundamentally life-changing for him. And then, obviously, after the accident, how Dana saved his life again and again. This one, it's done with tremendous, to give tremendous dignity to Reeve, to let him tell his story, and for those who loved him to tell their story and their takes on him. It's not always flattering. There are moments where you could see that, he was a little self-absorbed in his world. And the fact that his father especially put a lot of pressure on him as a young man, that influenced the type of father that he became. But then the accident happened, and he became a completely different kind of father. And as he himself will tell you, his definition of what it meant to be a hero changed tremendously afterwards. 2 things. 1, I teared up twice. There are many moments in this film that I'm sure there won't be a dry eye in the audience. There were 2 of mine. I'm not going to give away which ones they were. And 2, I walked out of the film deeply missing Christopher Reeve as a force for good in this world. And I think that people coming out of this film, you may just miss him a little bit too. Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, is rated PG-13 for some strong language and thematic elements. Again, it is in theaters on October 11th. You can find more Film Buff Unplugged reviews and videos on Substack. Just head to fbunplugged.substack.com and subscribe for free. That way you won't miss a single post. We also have a channel on YouTube. Head to youtube.com/@FilmBuffUnplugged, all one word. Please give us a like on Facebook, and if you're on TikTok, you can find my review videos and more by searching for @FelixAlbuerne Jr., all one word. Thanks for watching.